Dementia Researcher with a blog and a rating.
How the Applied Research Collaboration influenced my career in dementia research. After over a decade of working in dementia research, I was recently asked to give a talk about how the NIHR Applied Research Collaboration, or ARC, has influenced my career. We rarely get time to reflect, be that on our research, leadership, career journey and more, given the fast pace of academia. However, being given the opportunity to contemplate on this is hugely helpful, as it enables you to make clearer plans moving forward, where you want to go and what you want to achieve and do. So let's take that up to now career reflection. Having started working at the Personal Social Services Research Unit, or PSSRU, Manchester, which is linked to the NIHR School for Social Care Research, while still completing my undergraduate, then Masters in Neuropsychology, then my PhD in Neuropsychology at the University of Manchester, my research focus has been between the realms of neuropsychology and social care from the get-go. In my PhD, I looked at the cognitive underpinnings of initiating and performing everyday activities in dementia, such as managing finances and medication, getting dressed and washed, and preparing a meal. Simultaneously working in social care research at the PSSRU, my PhD topic certainly was different to the neuroscience-heavy work going on in the department. Assessing participants in the lab and doing computer assessments or brain scans was too lab-based for me. Instead, I wanted to see how people living with a condition were experiencing their everyday lives and their possible challenges. So, I went out and about throughout Greater Manchester and collected data with people living with dementia and their unpaid carers in their own homes. But with that neuropsych angle of asking people to remember different coloured doors on cards, different pictures and drawings, quickly remembering various digits forwards and backwards, drawing clocks, and so much more. After a one-year research associate post at UEA, the North and the big cities kept calling me back. This is when I took up a role at the then NIHR Clark, Northwest Coast, the forerunner of the ARC Northwest Coast. Already coming from a social care and relatively applied background, weaved in with less applied neuropsychology, the Clark or ARC was certainly a mind-opener in terms of how much more applied research can actually be. That included directly working with people with dementia, carers, health and social care professionals, and third sector organisations. Prior to the ARC, I was used to some rare public consultations at Manchester, moving into a research collaboration, made up not only of researchers, but also of people with lived and caring experiences, professionals, local authorities and third sector. I found research so much more engaging and stimulating. It wasn't about only having discussions with researchers, as interesting as they are, but also with the true experts, the people living with and caring for someone and those working and volunteering in the field. One thing the ARC does, for example, is encouraging having public advisors, so in my case people with dementia and carers, as team members of research projects, in the grant development and in the dissemination. Public involvement and engagement is not just a tick box exercise. Whilst there was no dementia research group at the University of Liverpool and the Clark/ARC Northwest Coast at the time I joined, I was drawn to the cross-collaborative aspect of the ARC, but also to the focus on health inequalities in the Northwest Coast. There was already a great pool of cross-disciplinary expertise in dementia, from academic psychology, social care, to frontline clinical, third sector, social care and unpaid care. Getting used to the ARC way of working, the concept of the Liverpool Dementia and Aging Research Forum emerged, for example. A topic-specific mini-ARC, so to say, focusing on dementia and aging, and bringing together these various stakeholders in the field. Almost 4 years later, and busy preparing our 5th annual conference, by the way, please submit your abstract by the 16th of June and register, the forum has hugely benefited from being linked to the ARC Northwest Coast, from connections with its member organisations, to channeling that exclusive approach of public and stakeholder involvement into the forum. Without the ARC and the Dementia Forum, I would not have engaged as much with the public and professionals, one of the best parts about my work. I also most definitely would not have been developing a board game into dementia inequalities with colleagues, including the Lewy Body Society, and focus more on the impact of my research. And I wouldn't have had the opportunity and privilege to now supervise 3 budding early career dementia researchers, funded by the NIHR and the Alzheimer's Society on 2-year postdoc fellowships into music and dementia, inequalities in hearing loss and Parkinson's and Lewy body dementia, and dementia care navigators. Let's hope this very collaborative and inclusive approach of research will continue.
Thank you for listening. Join the Dementia Research bloggers and share your own views.